as well. So for Ziggy, just kind of a start for him. It's not his, I don't know if it's his full competitive debut. I think he's been on teams before, but at the very least, this is I think his competitive debut. I know for a fact this is his competitive debut for ones, and I'm almost certain his competitive debut for LOS champs. It may also be his competitive debut on this stream. So for Ignition Ziggy, there's a lot of firsts on this one. He's definitely mentioning it as being one of his first matchups in a very long time now, and for a player like him who he has the pressure, it's going to be interesting. Ziggy, I know, is the org owner for Team Ignition. I used to be on this org as well. He was the one who introduced me to Team Ignition. I'm still good friends with this org as well today, so it's one of the reasons why we got this match on this stream here. Again, it's Ziggy on Team Savage, and just trying to get things sorted out here again. But big shoutouts to Ignition Ziggy, obviously all the good stuff he's done, but now he's got to play on the stream, and the pressure on him will definitely be there. I know there's going to be a lot of Ignition fans in chat that will almost certainly be voting for him. I don't know if there's going to be any Team Savage fans here to vote for Full Blood Nate B. Again, our start to Season 5 here, LOS champs. And it's 1v1s, and there's definitely a lot of pressure on Ziggy, because again, this is definitely his 1v1 debut. I've not seen him play ones before. As we'll get this series underway now with Full Blood running the lobby here. A best of 5 series. Let's get underway. Team Ignition, Ignition Ziggy, taking on Team Savage's Full Blood Native. Well, hopefully we'll get Full Blood Native in here. There he is. We're good to go. Best of 5 series underway. Ignition Ziggy, his debut 1v1 matchup here on the Spotius stream. Go up against Team Savage's Full Blood Native. Saw a match from this division moments ago with a 3-0 sweep from Villager. Now we'll see if experience will help Full Blood Native, or if maybe the new playstyle of Ignition Ziggy can be the difference. A Septic with a foe. Thank you for joining on in. We got a 1v1 show match here. 1v1 match for LOS champs. It's not a show match. This is an actual matchup in a league here. This is LOS champs. Ignition Ziggy, whatever, Team Ignition. His debut 1v1 matchup here on this stream. Team Savage, it's Full Blood Native. Ziggy already trying to get off to a flashing start there, but you can already see, I think the nerves are getting to him a little bit. He wants to play flashy, he wants to play mechanical, but not really able to hit the shots that he wants, so he's gonna try to take things slowly, but he will get it. His first goal on the stream. Welcome, Ignition Ziggy. Sure, he'll live that one very well. And it's a good start there, almost a minute in, here into game 1, and just like that last series, scoring is going to come quite slowly here. Oh, but that's not a great continuation. It's Full Blood who will bring it right back. And this is tied at 1 here between these sides. Again, expect a good amount of scoring. We'll again be skipping a good amount of the goal replays here, just so that these games can go by a little bit faster, because I don't want to be late for that series after this one, that 3v3 matchup. Oh, but we might have to go through a couple goals here, because Ziggy has just scored again. And he'll take the lead to the 1 here with a nice little dribble there into that just fast shot to the near post. And again, we're already seeing, I think the nice thing about Ziggy coming in is that he might be nervous, but he looks confident. He's playing quite phonetically. This is a guy who's got energy in his matchups, and he's definitely not trying to, second guess himself. He's just going for it. And it's working quite well. Full Blood has been completely overwhelmed so far. It's a good start for Ziggy, as he's, again, continuously just making himself too much to handle. It's taken him almost a minute to get that first goal, but now, about 30 seconds later, he's made that about 3 goals to 1. He's given himself a much better lead, but he's got to keep it, and that's no easy feat. There has been a lack of defense so far from these players. I've enjoyed it, but I'm sure they haven't. 5 goals combined, and what we saw last year was a pretty strong reliance on the defense, not overcommitting. This one's a bit different. Both these players just going at the nets, sending everything they have for it. If they score, it's great. If they don't, that's also going to be an interesting situation. But Ziggy again off for kickoff, and that's shots tougher than it looks, but would be a bit embarrassing if he didn't score it. Will be Ziggy who will keep himself 2 goals ahead here of Full Blood. Ziggy keeping the dribble. Now his chance to flick. He's gonna hit that bump as well. Oh, that is ruthless from Ziggy. Good flick. And he just has all eyes on that last defender. Bang, right through him. No chance for Full Blood to make any answers. Again for Ziggy, what a start this has been in here in Game 1. And again, I mentioned how nerve-wracking it can be in your first game, but he has not shown too much of the nerves if it has been hurting him here. This guy again off to a great start, 5-2 lead here. And one of the best things about 1v1s is that if you're confident, so often that usually pays off so well for you. And we're seeing that here from Ziggy. He's just confident right now. At least he's playing confidently. He's playing aggressively, and he's shooting perfectly too. It's 6 goals, and I believe on 7 shots. This guy will not miss. And Full Blood native has again had a tough time to deal with frankly the chaos of Ziggy's offense. Now he'll challenge again, but this one lost, and Full Blood should be able to take it, but he's bumped off. Ziggy, another great use of the bump, and he'll go for goal. This one trundling his way to the nets, and it's 7-2. Ziggy strikes once again. And frankly, if we don't start skipping more of these replays, this could be a very long Game 1. And Ziggy there avoiding the boost like the plague on that one, but at least he's kept it out, and he'll pre-flip this one down the field. Full Blood, oh, he's own goaled! Oh, that's unfortunate for Full Blood. And he was flipping back, he had that boost, but you could tell he wanted more control, and he just turned at the wrong time there. An embarrassing own goal for Full Blood, and Ziggy might just run away with this one at this point. Now we're seeing a ton of scoring from him as he'll look for another goal, but that pinch going wide of the net. Ziggy, though, resets. Break 50 on Full Blood, doesn't commit into it. Instead, waits back, gets the dunk instead, and now up for the solo play. Ziggy keeping it grounded. The pinch, he doesn't need it as Full Blood commits, and it's 9-2 now. Ever since that early back and forth, it's been all ignition Ziggy. Wow, for Full Blood, he has been completely swept off his feet. Ziggy making it very clear why he chose to commit to the 1v1 circuit of all circuits. So rarely do players make that 1v1 debut. Ziggy's doing it, and he's playing well too. Double-digit goals for Ziggy. As he'll score once again, this time just throwing the ball at the nets, recognizing Full Blood doesn't really have momentum back with him. Just catches him in a bad position as I see someone in chat asking, when is registration for Evolution Champ Series open? I think it's open right now for Season 2. You're in the Evolution Champ Series server. If it's open, I don't know exactly, but if it's not open yet, it will be open very soon. Season 2 starts in only a few weeks, I believe, so definitely get yourself into it. Great circuit, great place to be. I definitely support the Evolution Champ Series. I've streamed it a lot on this here on Twitch, so if I'm streaming it because it's a league I like and I think you guys would like as well. And Ziggy's going to be liking this result. 11-2. He almost made it 12 with that touch. I haven't seen too many games that have gone this one-sided on a 1v1 as... Oh dear, Ziggy hit off the crossbar. He's going to be happy that he's up by 9 goals at this point because he may have embarrassed himself a little bit on that play. He might have to go back here. 12 boost to work with. He'll lose the challenge. Full Blood taking it away from him, and he's got the net to look at. Ziggy across the block, and now he'll keep things going. Off the sidewall, Ziggy to make a 10-goal difference. Oh, he is just wasting time. I don't think he wants any more goals at this point. He'll let game 1 end. A 9-goal difference. What is often called in this stream a blowout at any difference of 7 or more goals is almost certainly what I would call a blowout. Ziggy definitely smashed that number here with 9 extra. Be, prepared for game number 2. The momentum for Ziggy is going to be quite heavy here, but he has got to do this again. Really helped him that game is the fact that Full Blood Native's defense was just ill-equipped to deal with the pace that Ziggy wanted to play at. And, yeah, what a start there. 1,600 plus points in his debut game here. And that's a incredible start for him in a 1v1 matchup. Again, playing for his org as well. It's the org that he runs. We'd be ecstatic to have his, again, debut 1v1 end like this as he's looking for the double tap. Oh, Ziggy on the line. Is it got in? Full Blood will block. Ziggy went for it. Oh, you gotta give him credit for that, going for it. What a gutsy move to go for the double tap there, and he nearly hit it too. Ziggy, oh, he's just full of confidence at this point. Full Blood, just trying to slow this guy down at this point. And this game might be one where he just needs to try to see if he can pull anything back here against Ziggy. Oh, it has to come to the fact that he's got to catch Ziggy on his own aggression here. Ziggy's definitely not afraid to overcommit, but so far he's not been punished for it. As Full Blood, oh, he's completely left the field, and well, Ziggy's missed that net. I don't know what that was from Full Blood, but somehow it's worked for him. Ziggy did not notice how open that net was. Oh, and he's going to be kicking himself, as that should be a goal every single time for him. Full Blood with his first lead of the series. It comes early in game 2. And that's, again, embarrassing for Ziggy. That net was about as open as it could have been. Full Blood had gifted in that shot, but Ziggy's going to look for that answer. To the back wall. Ziggy. I don't know for that Doomsday dish, but Full Blood's going to have it, but not easily, and Ziggy will walk this one in. Full Blood starting to him on a silver platter. He had jumped that back wall initially, preventing that Doomsday dish, but he left himself with not much left to clear the ball away and just go straight to Ziggy. And he's got not much to worry about when he's got an open net in front of him. Another kickoff win for Ziggy. And that confidence still showing itself here for Ziggy as he'll look to make it 2. Full Blood. Initial block, and Ziggy will keep this play going. The sidewall. Ziggy with space to work with, and he'll go for that double tap, but this one I think was a little less likely for him. Won't have to worry about boost here initially, at least with Full Blood having to back off. See, at this point, it's all about trying to keep control of himself and the ball, and well, he's done enough of it there. Full Blood has cleared it away for him. Ziggy, Full Blood with space to give, and Ziggy's gonna go for the bump again. This one won't connect. Full Blood will race back, but anytime he sits back like that, Ziggy's going for those bumps. Not afraid of it. He trusts in himself to do it. I mean, we saw last game him hit one of those bumps to keep the scoring going for himself, so we know he can do it, and we know he's confident enough to do it consistently. Full Blood's got to be careful here because Ziggy's closing in. He's just not hitting his shots right now, and it's a 1-1 tie game. I'm impressed that it's somehow tied at 1 because Ziggy's offense has definitely been better so far. Full Blood, again, has not proven to have a very well-kept defense, as now another bump from Ziggy. This one will connect, and the net's going to be there. Ziggy with a light touch ahead, but again, he just goes all in on the bump. And it's 2-1 in his lead. Full Blood giving the nice one. He can respect, I think, a player who goes all in on a play like that and succeeds, like Ziggy. Only a 1-goal difference here. Ziggy, unlike last game, he's not got the same kind of cushion. Scoring has definitely decreased. Definitely been downsided for a much more even matchup. So Ziggy, though, control, and he's got that flick. Full blood, and it's another bump. Ziggy's gone for it again, and it's worked again. And full blood, he's got to stop. He's got to start jumping soon because this is starting to become a lot more consistent. Ziggy just sees this guy, and it's like a homing missile. He just targets him. And full blood. At some point, he's got to start avoiding this because Ziggy's going to keep doing this so long as it continues to work for him. There's another play off the kickoff. This one in front. Full blood will get to it, but he's used a lot of boost just to get to that corner. Where's Ziggy, though? And Ziggy's the one who has to get back quicker. Boost for Ziggy. So is the ball. Is full blood. Once again, heading up high, but this one he will get to in time. Thought for a second he may have overcommitted with that flip, but obviously he expected Ziggy not to challenge. Ziggy still got this one, though. This one's a little bit more fortunate for Ziggy. I was looking for that early effect, seeing full blood just go all in on that challenge, but well, he doesn't need to worry too much. His full blood has just redirected into his own goal. Man, things have not gotten well for the Team Savage player. And Ziggy, being even this game one-sided, is now another whiff for full blood, and Ziggy will say, thank you very much. It's 5-1. Full blood, again, his defense has just not helped him at all this series. And that's why he's losing. He's just not been able to get offense because he's been stuck on defense. A lot of it has to do with the fact, again, that Ziggy's playing so excitedly, so quickly as well, and I don't think full blood was prepared for that, but again, it doesn't help that full blood's defense has also just not been that great, but he will get one back, so he does make it 2 goals for himself, and he's not out of this game just yet. But he's definitely going to have a lot to prove here against Ziggy. As a good kickoff, too. Full blood. Can he challenge? No, he won't, and Ziggy will be back in time to keep that one away. Now a few boost pads. Ziggy with the downfield pinch. So utilizing the little bit of boost that he has to keep up with this ball. Finally, he'll get a full pill. And that's all he needs to get in the midfield. Full blood. Challenge, but Ziggy had waited on him. And this... oh, he's been bumped into it. Ziggy won't ask how. He'll just ask how many. Doesn't matter how weird the goals are. He'll take them. Has a little bit of creativity there. Bumping full blood into that own goal. Once again, Ziggy setting himself very far apart from his opponent here. Now he'll look to let him add a 7th. Full blood. The corner. Ziggy is waiting underneath, but now he'll go for it and he'll win the challenge too. Just wasting time, although I don't really think he needs to with a 4-goal lead at this point. He's just playing the keep away game here. Full blood. Probably not very happy with how these games have gone, and for good reason. Last game was a 9-goal difference. This one is a 4-goal difference, and it doesn't really feel like either are all that different from each other. It's Ziggy, who just is this confident. As he'll look for one last touch on the field. Full blood has stopped moving. And we'll see how much time he takes between Game 2 and Game 3 to sort of reset this momentum, because, I mean, Ziggy is, again, dropped well over 1,000 points here. And he's just far better right now. Full blood's got to have a solid defense if he's going to play the way he is. If he doesn't pick up on the defense, he's going to get swept here, and it's not going to be very pretty. Ignition Ziggy. Looking to make this another quick series on this stream. This has not been a very clean 1v1 match. It's been ugly for Full Blood native. And Ziggy can continue that here in Game 3 if he continues to pick up the pacing here. And well, we might see our second sweep of the night here. Ignition Ziggy on the cusp of doing so. His 1v1 debut in LOS Champs, and what a start it has been for him, but he's got to end off this series strong. Full blood. Still hope in this one. We have seen best of 5 reverse sweeps in 1v1. We've seen one in the past. Comes to best of 5 reverse sweep. They don't happen often. The gear does not want to be added to that list, and to do that, he's going to want to get on scoring soon, and it might be a good way to do it because he's got no defenders between him. Full blood stopped moving. He had seen Ziggy jump up for it, and he just knew he doesn't have the boost to challenge this. And I don't know if Ziggy knew that, but he's made the most of it. Full-blood native looking to solo play his own way, and they nearly got it, but Ziggy will get underneath and just counterattack it. 2 goals for Ziggy. Great defense on one end, and the counter on the other side as Full-blood had sent everything upfield on that chance. Again, so far for Ziggy, it's been a fantastic start, and he'll look to add another one. Goal-free potential, saved off the line by Full-blood native. Ziggy is, he's looking for that boost, but he's completely misjudged his timing. He'll have to go back here. At least I would think he would. He's still challenging without any boost in the tank. A risk to do that, but he has not had to pay for it just yet. His Full-blood is awkwardly trying to get himself back into this. He was looking for that half flip shot, but he won't get anything on it. And Ziggy with another open net and another one in. It is 3, and this one was a little bit tougher for him. He did not have a very good first touch on it. He hit it quite heavily, but eventually he'll put it on that front post. Just barely, though. But it doesn't matter. It all counts the same for Ziggy. He's now 3 goals in the lead here against Full-blood native. Oh, it's Full-blood's left! Oh, my goodness! Oh, I think he just left the match. Full-blood gave up here. Well, we might have to call this game a forfeit win. We'll see if maybe he jumps back in. He says he left. He may have disconnected. We'll play on. We'll let this time tick down. If he does join back in, he can continue playing, but oh, that was it. That's an interesting situation to be in here. We just gotta let this game end here at this point for Ziggy. We'll see if Full-blood native wants to join back in, but I have a feeling that this is him leaving. This is him rage quitting. It's not the first time we've seen someone do that in 1v1s, but yeah, you can't blame him with how one-sided these matchups have all been. We'll let this game play on out. How dominant those first games were. See that dominance continue here from Ziggy, and it's just a great week 1 for him. His debut match reminds you, and he's looking more confident than some of these other 1v1 players out here. Maybe that's just his playstyle, but I do not see players that confident pushing up that heavily, and Ziggy came out with that from the get-go, and you gotta give credit to him. It's a great start for Ignition Ziggy, the org owner for Team Ignition. He'll definitely be making his org proud here in week 1 of LOS Champs. Again, we'll let the time tick down here. We'll go to the caster screen here. I don't think we need to see me anymore because I have a feeling Full-blood will not be joining back here tonight, so that's going to end this series. It'll be a 3-0 scoreline as soon as this final game concludes. What a weird situation it's got to be here for Ziggy, but it does happen. It happens often. But the debut match for Ziggy is going to end perfectly for him. This was about as one-sided as the match could have been in 1v1s. Again, what a ending. This is going to be a strange one to say the least, but not entirely unpredictable with how it's been going on so far for Full-blood native, and to be fair, I can't blame him. When you're losing this badly, it's very tough to even stay in these kind of matchups. I mean, we knew Ziggy, how he started that game, I don't think he was losing either, so Full-blood native caught his losses and left the game entirely. He'll be handed that week 1 loss. Ziggy will be taking a 3-0 victory here against Full-blood native. This final game will be 4-0. That is also with that forfeit mixed in, and yeah, Ziggy's not going to be scoring anymore. He'll just let this game tick down to its final seconds. So, again, what a game it is. That will actually conclude over 1v1 matches tonight. So, Ziggy, sure, it's a great feeling for him to take that win. As again, we're coming back in to just see those final seconds to confirm the result for all of you watching at home. A 3-0 sweep for Ignition Ziggy. Team Ignition with the win in week 1. 2 sweeps in a row in these 2 1v1 matches, but this one, a huge start for the debutant for his organization. Yeah, look at that scoreboard. Yeah, the scoreboard doesn't know what to do because there's no other player here. So, and it's Ignition Ziggy will take the win over Full Blood Native of Team Savage in a 3-0 sweep. So, congratulations to him on that victory here tonight. 3-0, no questions asked, I think, here on that performance. Just perfect from Ignition Ziggy. And yeah, we're going to get a little interview with Ignition. I know a lot of you wanted to probably hear Ziggy talk about this as well, so why not have a little chat with Ziggy after the fact? Hello, welcome in Ignition Ziggy, your 1v1 debut for Team Ignition in LOS Champs, and it ends in a 3-0 sweep. You gotta tell me, so often for these debut matchups, people are exceptionally nervous. Did you feel that as well? Did you feel the nerves kind of coming to you during, so at least the start of that series?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been nervous all day for this. Um, I was telling one of the Ignition players that I've been debating on competing for many years and just could never get the guts to just do it. But I've been praying about it for many years, and God's just laid it on my heart lately, and I kind of wanted to be that voice for low ranked players and grand champ and under, that you don't have to be extremely good, to play a game that you love. And, I'm a very demo and bump heavy player. So when I streamed on TikTok, I used to get a lot of trash talk to a lot of players, a lot of viewers saying, that I'm nothing but bumps and stuff. So I guess I'm just kind of trying to prove it to myself and prove it to others.
Yeah, you say that you're a good representation of, all the lower ranked players, the players that may not be the best this game. I feel like you may not be the best representation because you played pretty well that series. Here's Siki. So again, congratulations on
Yeah,
your win.
very unexpected.
Yeah, I know. You mentioned that. It just felt like it was a great start, a dominant start for you. Were you expecting a bit more resistance in that matchup? I mean, at least for you, coming in, I'm sure you were probably thinking about how, tough that match would be, but were you surprised by how much more dominant you were in that match, how well your playstyle works?
It's a very risky play style, I'll be the first to admit. Um, I think the only thing that really allows me to somewhat get by with this play style is how many hours I've put into bumps and demos. In ones, it's an extremely, extremely risky thing, but also it's something that allows you to get in your opponent's head, and it gets them, double thinking. So it's high risk but high reward. Um, but yeah, once people start catching on, it'll be really tough for me for sure.
I mentioned that kind of the ability to adapt. I promise you, there are a lot of tough players in this league that are going to adapt to that. So, for you, obviously I'm assuming you're gonna put in the practice to make sure you adapt to other playstyles because most players are not gonna roll over and let you play that way against them. So,
No, no, not
you
at
may have
all.
gotten it here in week one here against Full Blood, but I can promise you in the future it's not gonna be the same way. What do you have to say to those kind of players that will be adapting to your playstyle? Is there anything you want to say to those kind of players that are going to adapt to you? Or anything you want to say about those kind of matchups because you're going to have some of those tougher matchups. What do you want to say about that? The possibility of that and the likelihood that your playstyle is probably going to mold over the series or over the season, I should say.
Yeah, for sure. So, I'm not only bumps and demos. No, I'm not a mechie player at all. A lot of people that know me definitely know that that is something that I truly do not have within me. I've put in thousands of hours trying to just air dribble. But the thing that, I look forward, like I watched a series before this one. They're actually in the same tier and division that I'm in, I believe.
Yeah, they are.
Um,
Are.
uh, I can't remember his name, but man, he
Villager?
was he was mechanical.
I'm
Yes.
assuming you're talking about
I
Villager. Yeah, he
yeah,
has been here a ton. He is one of the long he's been playing ones for a very long time, ever since the Indie Gaming League. He's been in the one circuit, so
yeah.
he
I
is
think
not new. This guy is a veteran in ones, and you can tell
for sure.
he's pretty calm. There's a reason he's dominates a lot of these matchups.
For sure. Yeah, and that's something I look forward to. A lot of people don't like to play ones. It's very triggering, and it used to be very triggering for me. But it was a nice challenge for me, and I've learned to embrace it, and I look forward to playing ones. So I really don't know what to expect. Being the first time I've ever competed, I've only subbed in one roster ever for Ignition, and it was for one game. So I still really have no idea, what I'm doing or what I'm capable of, but I'm pretty excited for it. It was something new, and I just really excited for the rest of the season.
Well, again, that spotlight is on you now that you've taken the win in here in week 1. So, at the very least, you're off to a great start here with that free sweep. Before you leave here at Ignition, Ziggy, obviously, we got to get some shoutouts. We always do it here. We always have shoutouts and like final mentions. So now's your time to do that. Is there any last things you want to say in our shoutouts? Anything you want to say to the people out there? Because you did have a good amount of anything you want to, or just anything you're thinking about right now before we'll move on to our third series of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. So like first off, I really huge shout out to my wife. She she's allowed me and supported me to do something like this beyond our extremely busy schedules. So if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be able to do this to begin with. So huge shout out for her for um, supporting anything that I want to do outside my three jobs. And shout out to everybody that came out to support me and something I did not expect to happen. So, I look forward to every week, trying to live up to this week 1 expectation and yeah, just see where it heads and yeah, shout out for God for being there with me through my shakiness and